You really do have a gift and an ability to capture that moment, and in a way that is inspirational and highlights the emotion. A lot of times in your photography, that emotion is really evident. And
yeah, it's really important, especially with what I do, because everything I share, I want it to have some sort of emotional impact on people. So it's important to capture as much authentic emotion as I can.
So speaking of emotions, what was the inspiration behind your amazing show, Becoming Human?
Well, it started 2 years ago, or just over 2 years now, when I turned 25. I started struggling a lot with my identity, and as a result, it plunged me into a bit of depression, and I had a lot of anxiety that I kept hidden from people, which wasn't healthy either. So this show, more or less the idea, was purging that, turning all that negativity into something physical that I could control, which really helped me transition into the person I am right now. It totally makes life different when you can see yourself from a different level and be like, hey, this is my life. I can control it. I can do what I want with it. I can make it my own. So that's really where the whole inspiration and idea came from.
And it's really wonderful because so many of us do struggle with mental illnesses or self-doubt or any of those things. And this show really has an ability to make it seem not commonplace, but accessible.
Yeah.
And finding the beauty in the humanity and the struggle, right?
Yeah.
It's absolutely brilliant. So there's a lot of symbolism and imagery going on. Can you tell us some of what all of that means?
Sure. Yeah, I spent 2 years planning this entire show. So each detail, down to the flowers, to the butterflies that are present in some of the images, to even the black fingers, the makeup. I wanted a lot of contrast. So there's a lot of elements of, like I said earlier, depression, anxiety, stress, but there's also this freeing life, which is that self-transition of struggled and pained and torn down to becoming something different. So there is a lot of symbolism, and it was very important to feature all that as much as I could. Yeah.
So the butterflies, what do they mean? Does it have to do with, well, I don't know, you tell me.
Well, the butterfly's pretty standard. It's that ultimate evolution, right? You're going from something that you felt was ugly and painful into something beautiful and magic. So I really wanted that to...
rebirth.
Yeah, I wanted to be very prominent with all the negativity that is in the photos. So it was important to showcase those.
The flowers.
Flowers, yeah.
The flowers are plastic.
Yeah. I wanted the flowers to be fake. I didn't want them to be real, because again, it's part of the whole theme here. Flowers are fake.
They look pretty,
but
they're fake.
They look beautiful. Hey, look at me. But at the end of the day, they're just plastic. They're just generic. And that was something that really inspired me, that whole idea, especially looking back at who I thought I was prior to who I am now. I felt like I was putting on a mask, putting on a face, showing people a different side of me that they wanted to see that really wasn't me. So it was important to, I didn't know how to express that. So I was like, well, I'll use fake flowers because that's exactly what it is.